So in this topic, I'd like to address questions of stability. And so if you have an object that is in balance, we've kind of looked at that before, starting already in a previous chapter when we introduced center of mass. We started talking about balance concepts there. And so an object that is in balance, you could say, is in static equilibrium. So the concept we started with, though, in the earlier chapter was that the center of mass must be over the support base. So we're kind of bringing that back. So that's the first thing I've stated here in the key concepts slide. And we're looking at that as a condition for equilibrium. But equilibrium can come in a few different types. It can be stable, unstable, or even neutral. And not every textbook I've worked with defines neutral. It's kind of like maybe right in between stable and unstable. But kind of the idea is I've tried to draw some pictures here because sometimes pictures convey 1,000 words, right? And to be honest, like this stuff could take more than 1,000 words maybe. But all these examples here have a ball that could be regarded as being in balance or in equilibrium. In a sense, like if you balance maybe a pencil on its tip that you write with, right? And let's say it's really sharp. There might be a spot there where you could put it in equilibrium because if you get the center of mass right over that super tiny support base, it would be in equilibrium and could remain static. Good luck trying to do that in reality though, right? That's kind of like what this unstable picture is about, like, right? So this one is in equilibrium, but if you give it the slightest nudge, it's obviously going to just roll off the top of this hill, right? Kind of like again, trying to stand a pencil on its tip. So to really regard something as in equilibrium and stable, what that means is if I give the object a slight push, is there's going to be some force or forces that are going to try to restore that object back to where it started at in equilibrium. So between those two, there's neutral, because for this one, like I could give an object a push, but there isn't really a force that is like, say, going to take it away from that equilibrium spot, because that's really kind of like, if you say, like, what is the definition of unstable equilibrium? It means I give it a push, and forces, instead of bringing it back to the equilibrium it started in, will tend to push it away from that equilibrium, again, as opposed to stable where it pushes it back. So neutral, there's no forces. You can kind of just push it away, and it never doesn't really experience any force in either direction, which the example I have here, of course, is this ball that is just on a flat surface.